Looking to update your old outdated stereo? Meet the ATOTO A6PF. Double din head unit that brings Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly. Let's dive in and see if it's worth it. Okay, and we're going to be installing it into this Mustang. While I do prefer just listening to the sound of the V8, for the purpose that I have this car, I wanted to have a little bit more for daily driving. If I had to go daily drive or go to a car show or do anything other than just drive fast with it. So even though it's an old car, it's going to give it a new modern look and style with it. And more importantly, the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is going to be great. Having the ability to access certain apps as well, which is going to be amazing, which is one of the things I really did want on this vehicle as well. Being able to access a lot of apps that you can't do with these factory radio. Plus, I think the setup is going to look really nice in this interior. All right, so hold on. I'm going to perform an installation on it. So for every vehicle, the installation is going to be slightly different, but it follows a general idea. So first is you're going to need a harness kit. This one's from Metra. I recommend them. I've used them in the past. It's a really good harness kit. For my Mustang, this is the actual part number for it. And what this does, it allows it to connect to the factory harness, and then you could connect that factory harness to the head unit. You're going to need one of these so you don't have to hack up all your wiring. They're really inexpensive. Highly recommend. Because this is a double din unit, you're going to need a gauge bezel to actually fit the double din unit in there. This one is also from Metra, and the part number is this right here. I'll also link this down into the description. Okay, for your tools, I highly recommend these. If you haven't picked up a set of good crimpers, it makes all the difference. These crimpers are my favorite crimpers. I'll link these in the descriptions just because they're so good. I highly recommend using this. You may or may not need one of these. These are just regular wire cutters. Wire cutters and wire strippers. You're gonna need a screwdriver, a trim tool, and I'm gonna use these connectors. It's best if you could solder it, but we're not gonna go through all that soldering because we're just running a review right now. And here's everything that it comes with. We have our main harness cable right here. This looks like it's a USB cable. We have a few for RCA cables. We have a few RCA cables. This looks like some type of pass-through for RCA cable. Same with this one. This is a microphone. And we have another unit for a USB. And this is the mounting hardware. And the unit itself. It actually looks really good. Some of the key features of this is a really slim design. This unit has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, both wired and wirelessly. This also has a really good value price point at $180, but there's all kind of discounts and other things that they have. Check the link in the description and I'll have a link for you if you want to purchase this. This might be one of the best head units you could get, at least for under the $250 price range. All right, so before you even start, you're going to want to disconnect your battery. You're going to have to disconnect your negative side and you should be fine. All right, this is actually just a review video and it's not going to be a full installation. It's kind of common practice and there's other people that did better videos on that particular vehicle that you would have to do it on. This is for my Mustang, so only tips I could give you are for Mustang specific tips. All right, for the Mustang specific, there's these little tabs right here. This one and this one. You're gonna have to cut these tabs out. That's what the Metra kit recalls. So I'll be back with you in a second. I'm about to cut these out. All right, guys, so that's what the Metra kit wanted me to do. It was a pretty simple process. So you're gonna need some way to be able to get this cut and smooth out. I'm gonna take a smart file and smooth the edges out just a little bit more. And we're gonna go and install the radio. All right, after we get the dashboard prep, we're gonna crimp everything together. I'd highly recommend getting a good quality crimper. These Wirefly ones are amazing. I'll put the link down into the description, but these make that job substantially easier, quicker, faster. They also have an interchangeable crimp design, so you could change these out to different sizes. So you could go from much bigger to smaller, and they're color coded as well to let you know which kind of connector this is gonna be used for. I'd highly recommend this. Here it is installed, and wow, that modernized this interior by a lot. This Metra kit fit and finish actually looks really well. It almost looked like it belongs in the car. I think it's way better than an old factory radio. So when I first installed it, my initial reaction was the boot up time took a little bit on first startup. But once it takes that time, which is about only 10 seconds, which wasn't bad at all, every time I booted up since, it's only been about 2 to 3 seconds. Let me show you. Right now the car is off and I just turned it on. And there it go. Now that didn't take long at all. I like the feedback on the controls too. So when you press it, it has a nice little clicking noise. And then you confirm that every time you press the button, you're pressing what you want to press. The pre-installed apps are actually great. And it has a bunch of different pre-installed apps. And if you go here, you would even have more. And that's what makes these head units so great. They have a lot of customability, and they have the ability to be upgraded. I can add a front camera, a back camera. I could add Wi-Fi if I wanted to. I could even add a tracking unit on this. So if my car gets stolen, I'll be able to find where the car is through a tracking location. The equalizer settings are amazing as well. You have a whole bunch of different modes. I can't show you the radio only because YouTube copyright and stuff, but this sounds phenomenal. You have a ton of adjustability. You come here and have these all presets, or you can even make several custom ones, and you could change the name if you want. Even some fun apps, like I downloaded this chess app right here as well. I mean, I'm not really going to use this too much, but I think it's a cool feature that if I wanted to, I could play a game if I needed to, watch movies or whatever else, which is, I think, is a really cool feature. You can also change the home picture, and as you can see, I got the Mustang right there as a home picture. That isn't my Mustang, just one I found off the internet that I thought would look cool. One of my favorite apps has to be this one, the Torque app. I do have a Bluetooth OBD connector, and link will be down in the description. But what this allows is for you to see your engine diagnostic codes. So I could see anything going on with the engine. I could change this whole display if I wanted to, just to see some basic parameters and some other features. I could even see like live data. So if I'm driving around and something's wrong with the car, I can see live data on a whole bunch of different systems that I have in the car. These older cars didn't come with that, but being able to have a track app that I could test my 0 to 60 or any modifications I did or improve my driving alone, I'm able to have that feature through the Torque app. This also has a Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is hands down one of the best things that you could have. I just turned my Bluetooth on, and we're going to see how long it takes to load up. And for my final verdict, is this thing worth it? Absolutely. For the price point that you get it at, all the features that you have, the modern look, the update, the ability to add on and take away different features that you want, all the apps and connectivity to your phone, this unit is 1000% worth it. If you haven't upgraded yet, you have to upgrade it. This thing is a game changer. While I did like the factory cassette player and CD player, it's just not functional. I don't have any CDs, I don't have any tape, and the radio gets old really, really quickly. And I do like the sound of the Mustang driving around, but that also gets old. If you have any kind of commute, you have to drive anywhere, if you want to go to a Cars and Coffee or to any kind of night event, you're going to want this kind of radio, period. Check the link in the description. You'll thank me later. This head unit is hands down worth it. It's one of my favorites, and the price point is amazing. All the features is amazing. I can't speak highly enough of this. All right, that's it for the video. Thank you.